Every year, burials in the U.S. alone use 4.3 million gallons of embalming fluid, 20 million feet of wood, 1.6 million tons of concrete, and 64,500 tons of steel. But there are eco-friendly alternatives, including liquefying your body and even using it for compost. These ideas might sound weird, but they're the next big movement in keeping our towns and cities free of dangerous chemicals. A Dutch company called Loop Biotech has created the Loop Cocoon, a coffin made of mycelium, the root-like network that's part of fungi like mushrooms. Mycelium is basically nature's cleanup crew. This stuff is amazing. It can break down toxins, restore soil, and apparently, now, munch on your corpse like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Once it's buried, the Loop Cocoon facilitates a full organic breakdown of itself and everything in it. Regular coffins take decades to decompose. Meanwhile, the Loop Cocoon fully breaks down in 45 days. The mycelium are hard at work, literally turning you into fertile soil. It's the closest you'll ever get to being useful after you die. Still, the idea of being mulched into compost doesn't appeal to everyone. Some of you are probably thinking that cremation is a better option that still avoids putting all that toxic and wasteful material into the ground. Well, you better hold on to your urn because I've got some news for you. Cremation on the surface sounds much better than burial. You're reducing a person into a neat little pile of ashes. But here's the problem. Cremation is the death industry's version of clean coal. It sounds nice, but it's still terrible. Each cremation emits about 535 pounds of CO2, which is the equivalent of driving an SUV for 600 miles. And considering that the US alone sees 1.5 million cremations per year, that's like sending an army of gas-guzzling SUVs on a road trip to the apocalypse. Cremation also releases mercury into the air, thanks to all the dental fillings getting vaporized. So if you don't want to leave a legacy of smog and poison, you might want to consider a greener alternative. We've already talked about one alternative, the loop coffin, and if that's still too dirty for you and you just want to literally melt away without a trace, there's a process called aquamation, or alkaline hydrolysis, which sounds like a terrifying science experiment, but it is actually just cremation's cleaner, wetter cousin. Instead of fire, the body is dissolved in a water-based solution, breaking it down naturally in a matter of hours. The whole process uses a tiny fraction of the energy used in cremation, and there are no emissions. So, if green burials are so great, why aren't they the norm? Well, surprise, surprise, the death industry is a multi-billion-dollar behemoth, and it would really prefer it if you kept forking over thousands of dollars for embalming, metal caskets, and cemetery real estate. And then there's the weird cultural stigma. Death has always been a taboo topic, because nothing ruins a dinner party like discussing body decomposition. But the reality is we're at a point where even our funerals need to go green. We've spent our whole lives trashing the planet. The least we can do is not screw it up one last time. So, if you care about the environment, consider an eco-friendly exit strategy. Whether it's a natural burial, aquamation, or human composting, there are plenty of ways to check out without leaving behind an environmental disaster. Because at the end of the day, we all have to go, but we don't have to take the planet down with us.